Hi everyone, and a really warm welcome to the channel. Today's video is going to be quite the departure from what I normally do here because I'm going to introduce you to an exciting new project that me and my family and some of my friends are going to be carrying out over the next few months, and I'm going to take you guys along with us. We're going to turn our sheep's wool into actual proper usable yarn. So in this video, what I'm going to do is introduce you to the sheep, who will obviously be the stars of the show. I'm going to talk through what our plans are, what the steps that I think that we're going to need to take will be, and if you've got experience in this project, it would be so awesome to hear from you in the comments section below. If you see me go through the list of things that we're planning to do and you're like, hey, hang on there, give us a shout. I would really appreciate hearing from you. For everybody else who, like me, has always loved the idea of doing this and isn't able to for lack of sheep reasons, then I really hope that it's going to be interesting for you to see what happens, and hopefully it'll be smooth sailing. But if it's not, I'm going to do a completely realistic look at this for you. I'm going to show you all the highs and the lows, and then hopefully I'll have some really lovely yarn at the end to use, and yeah, unique yarn as well, which is an interesting thought, isn't it? I have no concept of what this yarn is going to be like in terms of texture. The sheep that my mum has are a mixed breed. If we really enjoy the process and it goes well, she might add a couple of merino sheep into the herd in future for us to have a go with that as well, because everyone's favourite wool, right? Do you like Jacksons? And are they called blue-faced something. Anyway, there's lots of sheep. I'm really excited to take this journey with you. So today I'm going to chat through the steps that we're going to take, the stages, and what I think that we're going to need to do, and of course introduce you to our beautiful sheepy friends and their current babies, who are at the moment between 1 and 3 weeks old. So the first thing that I'm going to do is sort out all the equipment that I'm going to need. So I am an over planner. I like to know in advance where I'm going to be and at what time and what things I'm going to need, and I like to get all the things organised and then bring them with me, and that makes life much calmer. It doesn't sound calm, does it, when I say that, but it really does. So I'm going to find out exactly what we're going to need for every single one of the following stages, make a big list and a plan, and we'll go through that and all the things that we end up getting, and talk cash as well. Hopefully we'll be able to get a lot of it second hand, but we'll see. Cross your fingers for me. The next stage will be the shearing, and shearing is something that, to my knowledge, the farmer who sold my parents the sheep, who has the property next door to them, that he normally gives them a hand with. So I'm gonna bust in and get involved and film that process for you, and hopefully learn how to do the shearing myself, and my family will as well. So that'll be really fun. And obviously it's just a really important part of the process. Based on my research, the next thing that we need to do is something called skirting, which has nothing to do with clothes, of course. It's like a screen that you put the sheared wool onto, where you get rid of all like the grubby, manky, big bits. I don't know how well you know sheep. I know sheep quite well, and as well as being shockingly intelligent, they're more like goats than you would think, if you know goats as well. There's a link there. But sheep are really intelligent and lovely animals, but they are so grubby. Their wool is like a magnet for bits of stick and bush and other things that we're not going to mention. So really important part. Pre-washing is skirting, getting all the bits of grubs out that you can. That is then inevitably followed by the washing process. And obviously you can't stick sheep's wool into a washing machine. It would just turn into a glorious bunch of felt, which I think would be amazingly tactile to play with, but we don't want that. So you can't wash it in a machine, you have to hand wash it. And I think what we're going to do is get some big baths filled with warm water, and then I believe what we need to do is put the wool into like nylon bags, so maybe like tights material, tie it off, dump it in, give it a good rub in there, drain it out, and repeat several times. I would assume until the water runs clear, but we'll see for that one. Then of course it's going to need drying out. We'll have to hope for some good weather. I'm not sure you can put it in the tumble dryer. That could be an interesting one. We'll need to hang it, I assume, dry it out. That whole process, we'll film that for you as well. Depending on how interesting it is, it might just be a smaller part of a different video, but we'll see. Then there's a bit that I'm the most excited about, which is the carding. And that is when you essentially brush and brush and brush and brush and get all the fibers going in the same direction. Now, to my knowledge, you do that by hand, which is what I think we're going to do. Or you can get like a big drum machine thing that you can do it through. But I think with just like 3 sheep's worth of wool, probably that won't be something that's within the finances. And the final section, of course, to get yarn is spinning. I love the idea of spinning. I like when you use your thing that looks like an air dryer and spinny handle thing to spin your hanks into balls of yarn. That's a fun process. Maybe it's similar. We'll find out. And then finally there's the dyeing, and I think that that's going to be perhaps the trickiest part of all, and certainly the biggest learning curve maybe for us. I am very aware that this is part of the process that catches out like professional yarn makers, whereby the dye's not properly combined with the wool. I really need more technical words. I'll have more technical words by the time we get there. And then it kind of like leaches colour when it gets washed, and we don't want that. And obviously at this stage, at least, we're not going to be selling this yarn, we're going to be using it. But you know, I'd love to be able to do it so perfectly that maybe it even was saleable quality. That would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? So that's the process we're going to follow. I'm going to show you a little bit of our sheep now. So there is Betty, Abigail and Flora. They are the big mummy ewes, and they're Betty and Flora are friendly. They're absolutely lovely. They'll come up and they'll eat little ewe nuts out of your hands and let you give them scratches in their fluffy faces. Abby is much shyer. They all came at the same time, but she's always been much more nervous and wary. Keeps herself to herself a little bit more. Lovely friends with the other sheep, right? But not so much friends with us. And then this year we have 3 baby lambs at the moment. Betty's not had one yet. We're not sure whether there was a bit of a miss there this year. But we've got 1 gorgeous little white lamb with Abby and 2 amazing black lambs from Flora. Now Betty is actually the grandma of those, and you can see that they're little black lambs, little bits of white coming through. I believe that their wool will turn white once they're older. That remains to be seen. Either way, I think that the little girl of that pair is probably going to be sticking around and joining the pet herd. So there they are, the sheepy family. I am obsessed with them. I wish that I had space here to keep my own set as well, but I'm very fortunate that my parents have that lovely setup where we can hang out with sheep. And yeah, we're going to get to follow this whole process from start to finish, and you're going to come along with me. Yeah? Does that sound fun? I really hope it does sound fun. The next video you'll see in this series, that will be looking at the equipment, sorting out supplies and stuff, learning what the different things do, and I think the money question will be interesting. I think we might find out why handmade wool is so expensive, but keep your fingers crossed for me, and do please chat to me in the comments section below. Let me know your thoughts. Am I taking on far too much? Is this going to be an extremely scary learning curve, or am I just about to have the most fun ever? I think possibly both. Anyway, I'll chat to you in the comments section. See you there.